If you caught my last video, you know I made a bandana with this yarn and it was so lovely and cool that I bought some more to make a lightweight breezy vest. Now, for a summer project, yarn choice is everything, and I am loving this Stylecraft Love You Aran yarn because the cotton content helps me feel cool and the acrylic gives the yarn the elasticity needed to go through the machine. Unfortunately, it doesn't have enough elasticity to do lace or cables, but I just love the speckled birthday cake vibes for a happy summer look that I think the yarn shines in just plain stockinette, and that's what this machine does best. So my original plan was just a straightforward top, like my crop cardie I made in 2021, a simple left panel and right panel made of basic rectangles. Now that works if you want an oversized look, but on my frame it created some awkward boxy gaps right around here and would ride up in the back. So today I want something a little bit more fitted. So you have two choices. If you're a total beginner, you can absolutely just stick with the basic rectangles. I am going to shape how I go, decreasing for the armholes and the neckline, and then adding stitches to go down the back to give the vest some shape to fit my 3D body. Doing a shaped garment takes a little concentration. You have to be a lot more mindful than just blindly cranking. But starting bottom up means I get to make some quick progress and get a feel for the yarn and the machine before any shaping happens. To do the actual shaping, I'm taking 10 edge stitches off onto waste yarn for the underarms, then decreasing 17 stitches, one at a time for a V neckline. For the back neckline, I cast the stitches back on whilst simultaneously knitting the rest of the row. Like I said, this takes a little bit more concentration than just blindly cranking. I am experimenting with making my back smaller than the front to account for my large bust. So the great thing about this machine being in the round is that I can utilise the needles we no longer need for the underarm, for the other side of the back, and try and knit the back panel as just one panel. And now the panels are off the machine. And of course, it wasn't a completely smooth ride. I started getting a little bit bored near the end. I had to go slower because this yarn doesn't really have the elasticity to whip back and forth at full speed. So I was getting a bit bored, and I've tucked some stitches right here, which I didn't notice. Well, that's okay. That's what makes it handmade, I guess. But I'm still very happy with it, and it's time to sew her together now. Because the Sentro makes relatively narrow panels, seaming is just an unavoidable reality of making garments with this machine. I took my time joining the panels with a narrow mattress stitch to make the seams as invisible as possible. If watching me seam these panels together puts you off, or it's just not something you enjoy, in my next Sentro video I'm going to be exploring joining techniques that we can actually do on the machine, so we can speed up that process too. So subscribe if that sounds interesting. I finished the edges with hand knit 1x1 rib for the button band, sleeves and hem. You could of course do decorative edges with crochet or just seam up the front to avoid having to do any hand finishings. I would be thrilled with how this turned out if I was the same size as the mannequin, but I'm not, and it's too small. Whoops. But at least now I know that 3 panels just isn't enough. I will try again, as I love this yarn and I could do a bigger version as I have some yarn left over, but I think I need a bit of distance from this project first. I asked if I should still post this video even though the final product didn't work, and lots of you said yes, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.